Welcome back, Money Hunters. Police Scarlet in today's episode. We're revealing the 4 most valuable coins that collectors are paying huge prices for right now. These coins may look ordinary, but in rare condition, they can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Stay locked in, because one of these hidden treasures could be sitting in your pocket or coin jar at this very moment. Let's uncover the value and turn knowledge into real cash potential. Money back. The 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar coin circulated widely and remain common today. The finest specimens, especially those with pristine surfaces and strong strikes, are highly prized by collectors. Assembling top-quality sets of Kennedy halves has become increasingly popular, and coins like the 1972 D in near-perfect condition often attract competitive bidding at auctions. This combination of historical symbolism and conditional rarity contributes to its enduring demand among numismatists. The historical context behind the coin begins with the establishment of the Kennedy half-dollar series in 1964, shortly after the assassination of President Kennedy in 1963. The coin was intended as a lasting memorial honoring the nation's 35th president. By 1972, the series had already undergone several composition changes due to rising silver prices, and the coins produced during this period were struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, rather than the earlier silver versions. The produced 1972 D coin at its facility, as indicated by the D mint mark on the obverse. This era of coinage reflected a shift toward more economical materials, while still maintaining the iconic design honoring Kennedy. The artistic design of the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most recognizable in American coinage. The obverse features a detailed left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, designed by capturing the president with a dignified and forward-looking expression. The reverse design, created by, displays a heraldic eagle based on the presidential seal of the United States. The eagle holds arrows and an olive branch, while a ring of stars surrounds the design, symbolizing the unity of the states. This imagery blends patriotism and symbolism, making the coin visually powerful as well as historically meaningful. From a technical standpoint, the 1972 D half-dollar is composed of a copper core with outer layers of copper-nickel-clad metal. The coin measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter and weighs approximately 11.34 grams, matching the standard specifications of modern half-dollars. Its reeded edge and durable composition allowed it to withstand circulation more effectively than earlier silver coins. While the design remained consistent with previous years, collectors pay close attention to strike quality and luster, since Denver Mint coins from the early 1970s sometimes exhibit weaker strikes on details, such as Kennedy's hair or the eagle's feathers. Although the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar had a relatively high mintage, over 140 million coins, true rarity arises when examining coins preserved in the highest mint state grades. Most coins entered circulation, leaving only a small percentage that remain untouched in rolls or mint sets. Coins graded MS-66 or higher by professional services are significantly scarcer, and those approaching the near-perfect MS-67 level are extremely difficult to find. This conditional rarity is what transforms an otherwise common coin into a desirable collectible worth far more than its face value. Another factor influencing the coin's rarity and desirability is the presence of varieties or striking anomalies. While the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar does not have widely recognized major varieties like some earlier coins, collectors still search for examples with exceptional eye appeal, full luster, and minimal contact marks. Occasionally, coins with off-center strikes, double dies, or other mint errors appear on the market, and these can attract additional premiums. Error collectors often view such pieces as unique treasures within the series. Market value for the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar varies dramatically depending on condition. Circulated examples generally trade for modest premiums above face value, often around $1 to $3. However, uncirculated coins in mint state grades can be worth significantly more. Coins graded MS-65 may sell for around $10 to $20, while MS-66 examples can reach $50 or more. At the highest certified levels, such as MS-67, auction records have shown prices climbing into the several $100 range. Exceptional specimens with extraordinary luster and strike quality may occasionally bring even stronger results at specialized numismatic auctions. Auction houses and major coin grading organizations and play a significant role in establishing the coin's market credibility. Certified coins graded by these organizations tend to command higher prices because buyers trust the authenticity and condition assessment. For collectors seeking investment-grade examples, certification is often considered essential. It also protects the coin in a sealed holder, preserving its condition for future resale or display. For collectors hoping to acquire a valuable 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar, careful examination is essential. High-quality coins should display strong luster, minimal scratches, and well-defined design details. Searching through original mint sets or unopened coin rolls can occasionally yield better preserved examples. Purchasing from reputable coin dealers or established auction platforms is also recommended to ensure authenticity. Proper storage, such as using archival holders or coin capsules, helps maintain the coin's condition and long-term value. In conclusion, the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar occupies an interesting position within modern American numismatics. While it is not rare in general circulation, the finest examples stand out as valuable collectibles due to their condition rarity and historical connection to President Kennedy. Its enduring design, patriotic symbolism, and the ongoing popularity of the Kennedy half-dollar series ensure continued interest among collectors. For both beginners and experienced numismatists, a high-grade 1972 D specimen represents a meaningful addition to a collection and a reminder that even modern coins can hold remarkable historical and financial value. The 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar coin issue has become increasingly sought after due to its scarcity in top-grade condition and its connection to a historic era of American coin production. For collectors and investors alike, the coin's desirability stems from its historical roots, strong collector base, and the challenge of locating pristine examples. While many circulated pieces remain common, the finest surviving specimens can command impressive premiums, making the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar an intriguing and valuable piece within the modern half-dollar market. The historical context of the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar begins with the origins of the Kennedy half-dollar series itself, introduced in 1964 shortly after the assassination of. The coin was created as a national tribute to the beloved president and quickly became one of the most recognized coins in American history. By 1973, the coin was produced primarily for collectors rather than everyday circulation because half-dollars had largely disappeared from daily commerce. The D mint mark indicates production at the facility which struck millions of these coins during that year. Despite the relatively high mintage, the coin's historical placement within the early post-silver era of U.S. coinage adds lasting interest and significance. From a design perspective, the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar maintains the iconic imagery that has defined the series since its introduction. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy designed by, showcasing detailed hair texture and strong facial contours that symbolize leadership and dignity. The reverse was designed by and depicts a heraldic eagle holding arrows in an olive branch, adapted from the presidential seal. The coin measures approximately 30.6 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 11.34 grams, composed of copper-nickel-clad structure introduced after silver was removed from circulating half-dollars in 1971. In high-grade examples, the design sharpness, especially the eagle's feathers and Kennedy's hairlines, can appear remarkably crisp and visually striking. Another aspect that draws collectors to the 1973 D issue is the subtle variation in strike quality that occurred during production. Coins struck with strong dies display bold lettering and well-defined details, while weaker strikes may show flattened features, particularly on the eagle's breast feathers. The Denver mint production methods during the early 1970s sometimes resulted in coins with minor imperfections or die fatigue, making well-struck pieces significantly more desirable. These small technical differences create a fascinating challenge for collectors searching for the finest possible example of the coin. Rarity in the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar is not primarily about low mintage, but rather about condition rarity. While more than 80 million pieces were produced, most entered circulation or were saved in rolls that later developed marks and toning. As a result, coins graded in superb gem condition, especially MS-66 or MS-67, are considerably scarce. Third-party grading services have confirmed that only a limited number of examples exist in the highest grades, creating intense demand among registry set collectors who compete for the best possible specimens. The importance of condition cannot be overstated when discussing the value of this coin. Circulated pieces typically show were on Kennedy's cheek and hair, which greatly reduces their numismatic value. However, an uncirculated coin with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and well-preserved surfaces can be dramatically more valuable. Collectors often seek coins graded by professional services, such as OR, as certification provides assurance of authenticity and quality. In terms of market value, most circulated 1973 D. Kennedy half dollars remain modestly priced, often selling for only a few dollars due to their copper-nickel composition. However, uncirculated examples graded around MS-63 to MS-64 may sell for approximately $10 to $30 depending on eye appeal. Higher-grade coins graded MS-65 can bring $50 to $100 in collector markets. The true standouts are those graded MS-66 or better, which may sell for several $100s at auction due to their rarity and desirability among advanced collectors. The most exceptional examples, particularly those graded MS-67 with exceptional luster and minimal marks, can reach prices exceeding $1,000 in competitive auctions. These elite coins are rare because they combine perfect preservation with strong strikes and appealing toning. When such specimens appear at major numismatic auctions, collectors seeking to complete high-ranking registry sets often compete aggressively, driving the price well above typical market levels. Collectors hoping to acquire a valuable 1973 D. Kennedy half dollar should focus on several key strategies. First, examine the coin under proper lighting to identify strong luster and sharp detail, especially in Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers. Second, consider purchasing coins already graded by reputable services, which significantly reduces the risk of overpaying for lower-quality examples. Third, store coins in protective holders or climate-controlled environments to prevent toning, scratches, or environmental damage that could reduce their grade and value. In conclusion, the 1973 D. Kennedy half dollar remains a fascinating and collectible piece within the broader Kennedy half dollar series. Its historical connection to the legacy of President John F. Kennedy, combined with its recognizable design and the challenge of locating pristine examples, ensures its continued popularity among collectors. While common in circulated form, the coin becomes genuinely valuable in top-grade condition, where rarity and demand intersect. For both beginning collectors and experienced numismatists, the 1973 D. Kennedy half dollar, the 1974 D. half dollar coin has gained attention because certain high-grade examples and rare mint-state specimens can command impressive prices. While many circulated pieces remain common, coins preserved in pristine condition, especially those graded at the highest levels, are highly sought after. This combination of historical symbolism, recognizable design, and the possibility of exceptional value makes the 1974 D. Kennedy half dollar a fascinating target for collectors and investors alike. The historical context of the coin begins with the introduction of it in 1964. Created to honor the memory of President Kennedy shortly after his assassination in 1963, the coin quickly became one of the most beloved modern U.S. coin designs. By 1974, the series had transitioned away from its earlier silver composition and into the copper-nickel-clad format used for circulation. To produce the 1974 D coin at its facility. The mid-1970s were also a time of anticipation for the upcoming American bicentennial celebrations, which would soon lead to special commemorative coinage. As a result, the 1974 D half dollar represents one of the final standard designs before the dramatic bicentennial redesign appeared in 1975 to 1976. The design of the 1974 D. Kennedy half dollar remains one of the most recognizable in American coinage. The obverse features a striking left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, designed by the former chief engraver of a U.S. mint. Kennedy's portrait conveys dignity and strength, surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. On the reverse, designed by, the coin displays a heraldic eagle adapted from the presidential seal, clutching arrows and an olive branch while surrounded by 50 stars. This powerful imagery symbolizes both strength and peace. The coin measures approximately 30.6 millimeters in diameter, weighs about 11.34 grams, and is composed of a copper core clad with a copper-nickel outer layer, typical of U.S. coinage after silver was removed from circulating coins in the late 1960s. What makes the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar particularly interesting to collectors are its subtle technical characteristics and the challenge of finding flawless examples. While millions were produced for circulation, relatively few survived in top-tier mint state condition. Coins graded MS-65 or above often display brilliant luster, sharp strike details, and minimal contact marks, qualities that are difficult to preserve in large coins like the half-dollar. Additionally, collectors look for coins with strong strike quality, full hair detail in Kennedy's portrait, and crisp eagle feathers on the reverse. These features make high-grade examples stand out dramatically from ordinary circulated pieces. Rarity within the 1974 D issue largely depends on condition and the existence of minor varieties or minting anomalies. Although the total mintage exceeded 79 million coins, the majority entered circulation and suffered wear over time. As a result, gem-quality examples graded MS-66 or MS-67 are much scarcer than the raw mintage numbers might suggest. Certain collectors also search for die varieties, double dies, or striking errors that occur during production. Such pieces, though uncommon, can significantly increase the desirability and rarity of the coin within specialized numismatic circles. The market value of a 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar varies dramatically depending on condition and grading. Circulated coins typically trade for only a small premium above face value, often between $1 and $3 due to their copper-nickel composition. However, uncirculated coins can command significantly higher prices. A well-preserved MS-65 example may sell for around $20 to $40, while higher-grade pieces in MS-66 condition might bring $100 or more in the collector market. The rarest top-graded specimens, especially those graded MS-67 by professional grading services, have been known to reach several $100s or more at auction, reflecting the scarcity of coins in such pristine condition. Auction records and private sales highlight the strong interest collectors have in top-quality examples of this coin. Certified specimens from respected grading organizations, such as, and often achieve the highest prices because buyers trust their authenticity and grading accuracy. These certified coins are frequently featured in major numismatic auctions and are actively traded in online marketplaces and coin shows. As modern coin collecting continues to grow globally, demand for certified, high-grade Kennedy half-dollars has remained stable. For collectors hoping to acquire a valuable 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar, careful examination and authentication are essential. Experts recommend looking for coins with strong luster, minimal scratches, and sharply defined design elements. Purchasing coins that have been professionally graded provides additional confidence in both quality and authenticity. Collectors should also store their coins in protective holders or capsules to prevent environmental damage, fingerprints, or oxidation that could reduce the coin's value over time. Another useful strategy for collectors is to explore reputable coin dealers, auctions, and numismatic communities when searching for high-quality examples. Online marketplaces, coin shows, and collector forums provide opportunities to compare prices and discover rare varieties. Patience is also important. Exceptional examples do not appear frequently, so waiting for the right specimen can make a significant difference in both value and long-term satisfaction. In conclusion, the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar represents an appealing combination of historical symbolism, artistic design, and collectible potential. Though common in circulated form, the coin becomes remarkably valuable in high-grade mint state condition, where scarcity and demand intersect. For numismatists, it serves as both a tribute to President Kennedy and a reminder of the evolving history of American coinage during the 1970s. Whether collected for historical interest, aesthetic appreciation, or investment potential, the 1974 D. Kennedy half dollar continues to hold a respected place within modern U.S. coin collecting and remains a rewarding pursuit for dedicated enthusiasts. The 1981 P. Kennedy half dollar coin issue represents a fascinating modern coin that bridges historical remembrance with the evolving landscape of late 20th to 8th century American coinage. High-grade examples, particularly those certified in near-perfect mint condition, are among the most valuable pieces of the year and demonstrate how even relatively recent coins can command impressive prices when rarity in top grades is considered. The historical background of the 1981 P. Kennedy half dollar begins with a continuation of the Kennedy series first introduced in 1964 following the assassination of President Kennedy in 1963. By 1981, the coin had transitioned from the earlier silver compositions to a copper-nickel-clad format that had been standard since 1971. The 1981 issue was struck at the facility identified by the P mint mark that had only begun appearing on Philadelphia coins in 1980. During this period, half dollars were no longer widely used in everyday commerce, which ironically helped many pieces remain in relatively good condition. However, because fewer collectors initially saved them compared to earlier dates, the supply of pristine specimens today is surprisingly limited. The 1981 P coin therefore occupies an interesting historical position in the modern era of U.S. coinage. From a design perspective, the coin retains the iconic artwork created by two notable artists. The obverse portrait of President Kennedy was designed by, while the reverse featuring the heraldic eagle was created by. On the front, Kennedy's left-facing profile appears with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1981. The reverse displays a powerful eagle with wings spread, clutching arrows and an olive branch, inspired by the Great Seal of the United States. Surrounding the eagle are 50 stars representing the states of the Union. These strong symbolic elements give the coin a classic and patriotic aesthetic that has helped sustain collector interest for decades. Technically, the 1981 P. Kennedy half dollar is composed of a copper core bonded between outer layers of copper nickel, giving it the familiar silver-colored appearance while containing no precious metal. The coin measures approximately 30.6 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 11.34 grams, making it one of the larger modern U.S. circulating coins. Its reeded edge and durable clad composition were designed to withstand heavy use in circulation. In uncirculated examples, the coin often displays strong mint luster with reflective surfaces and sharply struck details, especially in the hair above Kennedy's ear and the feathers of the eagle on the reverse. Despite being a modern coin, rarity becomes a factor when examining the highest grade examples. The 1981 P issue had a mintage exceeding 13 million pieces, which might initially suggest abundance. However, the vast majority entered circulation and developed where, while only a limited number were carefully preserved in pristine condition. As a result, coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services are considered scarce. Additionally, certain pieces exhibit interesting minting anomalies, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies, which has significantly increased collector demand and value. Condition plays an enormous role in determining the desirability of the 1981 P. Kennedy half dollar, coins graded mint state MS, by professional services like D and to command the strongest interest. While circulated examples are quite common and typically valued only slightly above face value, pristine specimens with flawless surfaces, strong strike details, and vibrant luster are extremely difficult to locate. In fact, the difference between an MS-65 coin and a near-perfect MS-67 example can represent hundreds or even thousands of dollars in market value. In the current numismatic marketplace, typical circulated examples of the 1981 P. Kennedy half dollar are generally worth around $1 to $3, reflecting their face value and modest collector demand. However, uncirculated coins graded MS-63 to MS-65 often sell in the $10 to $40 range depending on eye appeal and certification. The true standout pieces are those graded MS-66 or MS-67, which can command $300 to over $1,500 at major auctions. Exceptional examples with remarkable strike quality or unique mint errors may reach even higher prices when offered to competitive bidders in specialized numismatic auctions. Several factors continue to drive the coin's value in the collector market. First is the enduring popularity of the Kennedy half-dollar series itself, which remains one of the most widely collected modern U.S. coin programs. Second is a growing interest in high-grade registry sets, where collectors compete to assemble the finest possible examples of each date and mint. Finally, the relative scarcity of superb gem specimens ensures that the best coins remain highly coveted. These forces combine to make the 1981 P issue a fascinating modern rarity in top condition. Collectors seeking an outstanding example should pay close attention to strike quality, surface preservation, and original mint luster. Coins with minimal contact marks, strong detail in Kennedy's hair, and sharp eagle feathers are generally considered superior. Certification by respected grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, adds authenticity and market confidence, which is particularly important when dealing with higher value specimens. Proper storage in protective holders or archival quality coin capsules is also recommended to preserve the coin's condition and prevent environmental damage. In conclusion, the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar stands as a compelling modern collectible that illustrates how condition rarity can transform an otherwise common coin into a valuable numismatic treasure. Its historical association with President Kennedy, its classic design by Roberts and Gasparo, and its role in the later era of circulating U.S. half-dollars all contribute to its enduring appeal. For collectors building a Kennedy half-dollar set or pursuing high-grade modern coins, this issue offers both historical significance and the potential for long-term appreciation. As interest in modern U.S. coinage continues to grow, exceptional examples of the 1981 P coin are likely to remain prized additions to serious numismatic collections.